Hi, welcome to GuruCool. In this session, we are going to talk about who the project manager is and what are his roles, and more importantly, what are the competencies of a project manager as per PMBOK 6th edition, and a little bit into integration, which is a key activity done by project managers. So, who is a project manager? A project manager is somebody who leads the project team towards project's objectives. Now, in PMBOK 6th edition, they have given an excellent analogy of project manager to a conductor in a musical orchestra. So, typically in a musical orchestra, you have various players, musical players playing variety of instruments, but to get a best user experience, everything needs to be in a concerted way. And the responsibility of communicating that objective, that end goal, and directing the entire musical team towards the user experience rests with the conductor of the musical orchestra. The project manager's role is similar to that. Like in a musical orchestra, the conductor need not know to play each and every instrument. He just needs to know the overall experience and the knowledge, musical knowledge. Similarly, in project management, the project manager is not expected to perform each and every role in the project. Instead, he needs to know the overall project management knowledge and understanding, technical understanding and experience. Now, how do you define a project manager, and how does project manager differentiate himself from a functional manager and an operations manager? So let us first look at who the functional manager is. A functional manager is more a management oversight. So of a typical function, a marketing function or a finance function. So the objective is to develop that function. In an operations manager role, even there it is more a governance area to sustain business benefits. So to manage the steady stream of operations. However, a project manager is somebody who is being assigned by the performing organization to lead the team that delivers the end project objectives. So that's the definition of a project manager as per PMBOK 6th edition. Now let us go and look at what are all the competencies that are required by project manager. In PMBOK 6th edition, PMI Talent Triangle is a new concept that has been introduced. So the competencies of project manager are of three parts. Number one, technical project management. Number two, leadership. Number three, strategic and business skills. Now, what is technical project management? Technical project management is essentially the knowledge and skills and behaviors required in the context of project or program management. So what is need to be known for project and program management, such as developing cost plan, schedules, tools and techniques for planning, collecting requirements, those constitute technical project management. Now, what does leadership mean, and why does leadership and strategic business knowledge come into existence? As per recent studies of PMI, even though technical project management is the core to delivering an efficient project delivery, with more complicated and competitive global environment, only technical project management is not sufficient. PMI identifies that leadership and strategic and business knowledge are also must-have add-on skills that are required for a project manager. Leadership skills talks about soft skills, the interpersonal skills, the communication skills, the integration skills that are required to direct the team towards the project objectives. Strategic and business skills are, if you can relate to laying your arms around the entire domain. So it can be called as domain knowledge. So the domain knowledge is needed to ensure that you get a overall perspective or an appreciation for why the project is being delivered. By having that understanding and appreciation of the value that is delivered, it improves decision making, it improves change management, it improves directing the team towards project objectives and thereby enhancing business value. So when it comes to leadership skills as a competency, it is all about getting things done from people. So leading people, directing people, and having an appreciation for the difference between management as well as leadership. All those can be found in page number 103 of the PDF version of PMBOK 6th edition. Now, project managers interaction doesn't end with his immediate project team. It encompasses the entire sphere of influence. So it can be project team, then PMO, then stakeholders, then end users, customers. So the most effective project manager is somebody who is able to apply his communication skills, his interpersonal skills to communicate with various stakeholders in the sphere of influence towards making sure that the project achieves its objectives. Now, another important function of a project manager is performing integration. So what is integration? So integration is about unification, doing things in a concerted way, like the example of analogy that we saw in the musical conductor. Now, PMBOK 6th edition says integration needs to happen at 3 levels. So 1 at a process level, number 2 at a cognitive level, number 3 at a context level. So what are they? So integration at a process level. So a typical project manager's job is more about doing things in parallel or doing things in a way that you balance competing demands. For example, so when you have to deliver more scope at the same time, so do we need to compromise on quality? Do we need to add cost? So can we do excellent quality without increasing cost? So it is about balancing competing demands and constraints. So the integration at process level is better done by a process called as perform integrated change control, which will be dealt in detail under integration knowledge area. There is widespread evidence that a project may be very closer to failure if integration at a process level is not handled meticulously. So now the second topic is performing integration at a cognitive level. So when we say cognitive level, applying knowledge to project management. So by knowing how processes interact, by knowing what knowledge areas interact, what are the dependencies between processes and knowledge areas, would have a better appreciation for the success of project and deliver its value. Third is performing integration at a context level. So when we say context level, with radical improvements in technology, form factors, social media, virtual teams, the complications and complexities have risen. So the project manager, knowing the context and appropriately tailoring and implementing the various knowledges required for project success is more important. So it is not just the role of a project manager to deliver results, but more applying the competencies that are mentioned in the PMI Talent Triangle and performing the integration at the 3 levels that are mentioned would result in project becoming a success.